Hey everyone, welcome. Tonight we're diving into something way deeper than most people think: blood types. Not just what doctors say about them, but what they reveal about our energy, personality, emotions, and even the foods that make us feel balanced. What your blood says about you. It flows through us every second of our lives. And yet, it carries information far beyond what we see in a medical report. Your blood type, whether it's O, A, B, or AB, tells a story about your body, your mind, your emotions, and even your natural instincts. So, take a moment to settle in and feel free to share this live with others, because what we're going to talk about tonight connects to everyone in some way. Why some people are born leaders, while others are peacemakers, why one kind of food gives someone energy but makes another person tired or stressed. This isn't just biology, it's about the way your blood reveals your inner rhythm, your strengths, and even your emotional code. So get comfortable, and let's discover together what your blood truly says about you. Now, let's start from the very beginning with the oldest and the most common blood type on Earth. The one that carried our ancestors through cold nights, long hunts, and endless challenges. The one that still, to this day, carries the same spark of survival: the warrior blood. We're talking about blood type O positive. If you have O positive, you probably already know there's something strong and grounded about you. Did you know that your blood type isn't just a medical label? It can actually reveal a lot about your character, how your body reacts to stress, and even the kind of diet that fits you best? The oldest and most common blood type, O positive. They call it the warrior's blood. And trust me, that name didn't come by accident. The O blood type is believed to be the very first blood type to appear in human evolution. Our earliest ancestors, the hunters and gatherers, most likely carried this exact type. Their immune systems were strong, built to handle raw food, physical endurance, and constant survival challenges. That's why people with type O are often said to be genetically programmed for resilience and strength. They have no A or B antigens on their red blood cells, which makes them universal donors. Their blood can save almost anyone. But there's an interesting trade-off here. That simplicity and structure also means their immune systems can be overly reactive at times. So when they're under stress or eating poorly, inflammation becomes their body's way of sounding the alarm. Now here's where it gets even more interesting: the psychological side of O+. Like true warriors, these people are natural-born leaders. Confident, straightforward, and decisive. Under stress, they don't freeze, they focus. But that same strength can turn into stubbornness when something threatens what they care about. If you try to stand between them and their goal, good luck changing their mind. Yet behind that strong exterior lies something beautiful: a deep, protective instinct. They might not talk about their emotions often, but they feel deeply. They're the silent guardians, the ones who'll stand up for their people without hesitation. And here's a fascinating little detail about O-type women. Did you know that if a woman is O-negative and her partner is positive, her immune system might see the baby as a foreign body? That's why medicine uses what's called the anti-D immunoglobulin to prevent the mother's body from rejecting the fetus. It's an incredible reminder of nature's balance, how even protection can take the form of resistance. It's harsh, yet beautifully intelligent. People with O blood often feel a strong need to lead, to organize, to make things happen. But here's the paradox: while they appear unshakable, they actually lose balance when they lose control. They can't stand chaos unless they're the ones creating it. That's why one of their biggest life lessons is learning to let go, to stop controlling everything. You'll find many O types among athletes, entrepreneurs, team leaders, people of great drive. But behind all that, there's always a huge heart. They just keep it guarded. Now, let's move to something a lot of people are curious about: the blood type diet. Yes, there's actually some biology behind it. For type O, the digestive system is designed to efficiently break down proteins, but it doesn't handle modern processed carbs very well. Their bodies are still, in a way, tuned to the hunter's diet. That's why they thrive on lean meats, fish, and vegetables with very little grains or dairy. Their stomach loves clean, simple, nourishing food. They often feel more energetic when they stay away from gluten, sugar, and milk products. Coffee? Interestingly, for O types, it can increase cortisol, the stress hormone. So coffee and stress? Not the best mix. But green tea, ginger, and lemon. That's what restores their balance. So, if you're O+, you're probably someone who feels a deep instinct to survive, succeed, protect, and lead. Your body loves movement, your heart loves challenge, and your soul, it seeks peace, even if it has to find it on the battlefield. Remember, your blood type isn't just a number on a lab result. It's a part of your story, your heritage, and the way your body and spirit communicate with each other. If this resonates with you, stay tuned. Next, we're diving into the A blood type. A completely different energy, more of a thinker than a warrior. And you'll see how perfectly these traits connect to our emotions, our habits, and the foods we choose every day. You see, O+ energy is pure survival, strong, instinctive, driven by movement and challenge. But as humanity evolved, something changed. People started settling down. Instead of chasing food, they began to grow it. Instead of living by instinct, they started to think ahead, to plan, to build, to connect. And with that change came a new kind of blood, a calmer one, more focused, more sensitive, but also more disciplined. It's almost as if evolution said, "All right, we've learned how to fight. Now, let's learn how to think." And that's where the A blood group was born, the blood of the cultivator, the thinker, the one who brings order where there is chaos. So, if O is the warrior, then A is the architect of peace. Let's see what makes them so unique, biologically, emotionally, and even in the way they choose their food and handle their stress. It's fascinating how much our blood can reveal about who we are, isn't it? If blood type O is the warrior, then blood type A is the thinker. Calm, precise, deeply emotional, and yet rational. People with blood type A are, in short, those who try to create order in a world full of chaos. Blood type A appeared later than type O around the time humans transitioned from hunting to farming. That was a revolution. People stopped chasing prey and started planting seeds, planning ahead, and building communities. And that shift is still visible in their biology today. Those with type A have A antigens on their red blood cells, and usually a lower level of stomach acid than type O. That means they don't digest meat easily. Their system is more finely tuned, like a precise watch rather than a hammer. That's why they're both physically and emotionally more sensitive. Interestingly, type A individuals have a higher tendency toward allergies and autoimmune reactions, because their immune system can be a little too diligent. But on the bright side, they're excellent at regeneration and adapting to calm, steady lifestyles. People with blood type A often seem calm and composed, but inside, there's a whole world of emotions, thoughts, plans, and worries. They analyze everything. If you tell them, just let it go, they'll analyze that for 3 more days. But if you confide in them, you'll gain someone who truly understands you. Type A is known as the cultivator blood, the blood of those who nurture, protect, and build. Empathetic, often introverted, and lovers of stability. They don't jump into chaos, they plan it, map it, and quietly solve it. It's as if they always carry plan B, C, and D in their minds. You know what's fascinating? In Japan, blood type A is considered a sign of discipline and reliability. Some companies even record employees' blood types because they believe A types have the best sense of order, teamwork, and detail. Imagine that it's not a horoscope there. It's a personality indicator. And interestingly, research shows that A types are more likely to become doctors, teachers, and artists' careers that require patience and emotional depth. But that sensitivity can also be a burden. Under stress, people with type A tend to suppress their emotions. They don't explode like type O. They store their feelings inside, and that can lead to anxiety, insomnia, or digestive issues. Because for them, everything is connected. Mind, emotions, and body. If you know someone with blood type A, you've probably seen it in their eyes, that calm surface hiding oceans of depth. These are the souls that feel the world. When it comes to nutrition, the rules are almost the opposite of type O. The body of a type A person doesn't like too much meat, especially red meat. Their system simply doesn't process it well. So, their ideal sources of protein are plant-based vegetables, legumes, tofu, soy, almonds. If they do eat meat, it's better to go for chicken, turkey, or fish. Grains like oats, rice, and buckwheat suit them much better than wheat. Coffee and green tea actually have a positive effect, calming the nervous system and helping with focus. But alcohol and too many dairy products? That's their silent sabotage. They may not feel it right away, but over time, their body loses balance. Here's a fun fact. People with blood type A often have lower stomach acid but a very diverse gut microbiome. That means if they nurture their gut health through probiotics or fermented foods, their immune system becomes much stronger. So plant-based yogurt, sauerkraut, or kombucha can work wonders for them. So, if you're blood type A, you're the quiet pillar of stability. People might not always see what's going on inside you, but they can feel the peace you radiate. Your strength lies in patience, your power and attention to detail, and your lesson is to learn not to carry the world's worries on your shoulders. Remember, the world may need warriors, but it needs even more peacemakers. If you enjoyed learning about blood type A, get ready for the next one, blood type B. A completely different energy. Independent, free-spirited, unpredictable. They're the nomads of the soul. And trust me, you're going to love that one. So, we've seen how the A blood group brings calm, order, and sensitivity. The thinker, the planner, the caretaker. But the world didn't stop there. Because not everyone was meant to live by routine and structure. Some souls needed freedom. They needed movement, adventure, and the feeling that life can't be fully explained by plans and schedules. And that's how the B blood group emerged somewhere along the ancient nomadic routes, in people who refused to stay in one place. They were the travelers, the creators, the ones who adapted to everything from deserts to mountains, from solitude to chaos, and always found a way to survive with curiosity instead of control. If A represents order, then B represents flow. They're unpredictable, expressive, and a little rebellious, but that's exactly what makes their energy so magnetic. So, let's explore the story of the B blood group, the wanderer, the free spirit, the one who lives by their own rhythm. So, we talked about O, the warrior blood, and A, the thinker and nurturer blood. Now, we come to B blood type, and it's a completely different story. If we were to make a symbolic parallel, O is force, A is order, and B is freedom. From a biological perspective, blood type B has B antigens and developed later, during the period when humans started moving to colder territories, like the Himalayas and the steppes of Central Asia. So, evolutionarily, B blood type is the blood of nomads. Their immune system is balanced, not overly reactive like A, but not warrior-like, like O. That's why they are often more resistant to stress-related illnesses. They have excellent adaptability to new environments, which interestingly is also reflected in their psyche. People with B blood type are individualists. They love freedom more than anything. If you try to put them in a mold, they'll just break it and go their own way. But that doesn't mean they are rebels without reason. On the contrary, their independence is actually a way to preserve their identity and creative energy. They are often very intuitive, unpredictable, and passionate. They can be fully devoted to one idea, and the next day something completely different might catch their attention. That's why people sometimes see them as inconsistent. But the truth is that B types live according to their inner rhythm, not others' expectations. Here's a fascinating fact. There are theories that blood type B comes from mixing the genetic lines of ancient migratory tribes that survived extreme conditions, icy winters, harsh deserts, scarce food. That's why psychologically B types are drawn to extremes. Either they give 100% or nothing. There's no middle ground for them. In Japanese culture, they are called wild card personalities, because you never know what they'll do next. And that's their power. Their spontaneity inspires others. But B types also have an inner struggle, because they want freedom, but they also need balance. If they lose focus, they can easily slip into distraction. They may start many things, but not finish them all. That's why their life challenge is often not the start, but consistency. Emotionally, B people are warm, but they dislike pressure. If you give them space, they open up like a flower. If you squeeze them, they close like a shell. Interestingly, many artists, researchers, and innovators were B blood type. Creativity literally flows through their veins. When it comes to diet, there's something very interesting about B types. Their digestive system is flexible. They can digest both plant and animal proteins quite well. But there's a small catch. Not all combinations are good. For them, an ideal diet is balanced. For example, lean meats like lamb, fish, turkey, along with plenty of vegetables, eggs, and dairy products. Yes, milk and yogurt actually suit them better than any other blood type. But wheat, corn, and chickpeas, don't agree with them. These ingredients can slow their metabolism and cause fatigue. So, if you're blood type B, eat varied, but simple. Your body loves diversity, but not chaos. And interestingly, B types often respond excellently to yoga, swimming, hiking, anything that combines movement and calm. Here's another detail many don't know. People with B blood type have a genetically stronger dopamine response, meaning they feel reward and pleasure more intensely. That's why they easily get hooked on things they enjoy, whether it's a hobby, a person, the taste of food, music, or an idea. And that can be both a blessing and a trap. Their passion is fuel, but if they don't control the direction, they burn out before reaching their goal. So, if you are blood type B, you are a nomad of the soul. You don't live by the world's rules. The world adapts to you. Within you is a mix of rational and intuitive, discipline and chaos, order and art. And your greatest strength? Authenticity. Just learn to channel that freedom, find your rhythm, and nothing can stop you. And the next blood type we'll explore is AB. The rarest, but also the most complex. They say these are people with enigma blood, a blend of mind and intuition, logic and feeling. They're the type who understands the warrior, the thinker, and the nomad, because they carry a part of all three. Stay tuned. It's going to be fascinating. Now, imagine what happens when those two worlds, the structured mind of A and the wild heart of B, come together in one person. That's where the AB blood group appears the rarest of them all. It's like having both the calm and the storm inside the same soul. The ability to feel deeply, but also to detach when needed. To analyze like A, but to dream like B. AB individuals are the bridge between logic and intuition, between science and spirit. And maybe that's why they often seem mysterious. They don't fit into any box. They can be the healer, the artist, the observer, the ones who understand others, but are rarely fully understood themselves. So, let's dive into the world of the rarest blood type, the AB, and see what makes them so unique, both in biology and in soul. They say it's the blood of spiritual mediators, people who unite opposites within themselves. And it makes sense, because AB is a combination of A and B genes, so literally, in their veins flows a mix of two worlds. They're like a bridge between the rational and the emotional, and that's what makes them so unique, both biologically and psychologically. AB blood type is the youngest and rarest of all. It appeared roughly 1,000 years ago, when populations with A and B blood types started mixing more. This means that AB is, evolutionarily, a fusion of two different lines of human adaptation, the stable and sensitive A group, and the adaptable, free B group. Interestingly, AB blood has both antigens, A and B, but no antibodies against them. This means AB people are biologically more tolerant. Their body is programmed to accept differences. And maybe that's why, psychologically, they have the ability to understand multiple perspectives, to act as diplomats among people. But there is a downside. Their immune system is often more subtle, which means they need to pay more attention to balance and rest. Too much stress exhausts them quickly, because their body reacts deeply, not superficially. Here's a fascinating fact. Because of its biological neutrality, AB blood was often considered divine in ancient cultures. In Japan, for example, AB people are associated with spiritual and artistic gifts, as well as inner complexity. They are called the mysterious type, because you never know if they will react like an A or like a B. They are a blend of introspection and spontaneity. And if you think about it, these are exactly the people who push boundaries, those who understand both emotion and reason, and can unite worlds that usually remain separate. Psychologically, AB individuals are the most complex. They can appear cold and rational on the outside, while being deeply emotional inside. They have a natural empathy, but often hide it behind logic, because too much emotion tires them. They want to help others, but don't want to lose themselves in the process. AB types often have strong intuition, almost prophetic. as well as sharp reasoning. They can understand both the heart world and the mind world, and that's why they often find themselves as advisors, teachers, artists, or spiritual guides. But problems arise when they try to be perfect, because there is always a quiet struggle between opposites within them. Their most important lesson is, they don't have to choose a side. They are meant to live in the union, in harmony of opposites. Here's something you'll like. Research shows that AB people often have a higher tolerance for other people's stress, but a lower tolerance for their own. This means they can calm the chaos around them, but struggle with chaos within. That's why meditation, silence, and creativity suit them especially well, anything that helps channel excess mental energy into creation. For them, it's literally true. Mind and heart in the same room. They just sometimes need a reminder that they don't have to understand everything immediately. As for diet, AB is, of course, a combination of A and B types. Their body loves moderation. Not extremely plant-based, not extremely meat-heavy, balanced. They do best with light meats, chicken, turkey, fish. Dairy can be taken occasionally, like yogurt or kefir, but not too much. Their stomach enjoys green vegetables, tofu, nuts, oats, and fruits like grapes, plums, berries, but they should avoid smoked and processed foods, as their digestive system doesn't tolerate toxins well. Interestingly, coffee often suits them, not as a stimulant, but as a calming ritual. 1 cup helps calm the mind more than it wakes them up, so their diet should be, like them, consciously balanced. So, if you are blood type AB, you are a bridge between worlds, rational, yet intuitive, deeply feeling, yet aware. Within you lies a balance of light and dark, masculine and feminine, movement and calm. Your strength isn't in choosing a side, but in understanding both. That's why people often perceive you as different, but it's a gift, not a burden. Your blood literally carries the message of unity, and perhaps, through your way of thinking and acting, you help the world find that same balance. And there we have it, the full cycle of blood types. Each carries its own energy, and when you look at them together, you see humanity as a unified organism. Some are warriors, some are thinkers, some are nomads, some are bridges, and each of us has a role. Now let's take a look at the rhesus factor. What does the rhesus factor, plus or minus, mean? The Rh factor is a protein found on the surface of red blood cells. If you have it, your blood type is positive, plus plus. If you don't, negative, com. For example, if you have the A antigen and the H protein, you'll be A plus. If you have the A antigen, but no H protein, you'll be A minus. The same applies to B, AB, and O blood types. Positive blood types, A plus, B plus, AB plus, O plus. They have the AH protein, which means the blood carries an extra electric charge and slightly stronger immune reactivity. Biologically, positive types are more resistant to infections and stressful changes. Energetically, from a holistic perspective, people with the plus factor have more pronounced physical energy, earthy, active, and action-oriented. Behaviorally, they often appear more extroverted, warmer, react faster, and recover physically more quickly. That's why it's said that plus types are more in the body, more physically expressed, and burn energy faster. Negative blood types, A minus, B minus, AB minus. They lack the Rh protein, making them biologically rarer. Less than 15% of the world's population is H minus. Their immune system can be more sensitive, yet precise, reacting deeply rather than explosively. Energetically, negative types have a subtler vibration, connected to intuition, spirituality, and introspection. They are often quieter but deeper in thought. They have strong perception and a natural sense for other people. Because of this difference, in many ancient traditions, Reichmeis was associated with ancient or older genetic lines, as if carrying the original code before the Rh protein became standard in humans. Interesting facts. Omis is called the universal donor. Their blood can be given to anyone, as it contains no A, B, or H antigens. AB plus is the universal recipient, can receive blood from any type, as it has all antigens. Rh mothers carrying an AH plus baby must receive special protection, ROGAM, to prevent an immune reaction, because the body can recognize the baby as foreign. This shows how biologically significant the Rh factor is. Psychological energetic aspect H plus types. More grounded, oriented toward the practical physical world. Their energy flows outward action, expression, materialization. Rh types. More ethereal, introspective, connected to intuition, dreams, and spiritual layers. Their energy flows inward, understanding, analysis, transformation. So, for example, A plus emotional but practical idealist. AMI's intuitive and deep, often withdrawn, artistic spirit. B plus social, expressive, physically active. B nice, thoughtful, deliberate, often philosophical. AB plus open, communicative, universal blend. AB minus extremely rare and often mysterious, with strong spiritual perception. O plus strong, direct, group leader. OS quiet leader, strong inner energy, often experiences the world more deeply. So, no matter which blood type you have, remember your diet and lifestyle can work with your body, not against it. Once you understand which foods truly support your energy, balance, and overall health, everything starts to fall into place naturally. If you want to go deeper, visit the blog. You'll find a detailed guide with a weekly meal plan for every blood type, so you can start aligning your nutrition with what your body really needs. The link is in the bio.